Big question. Um, what keeps you going during difficult seasons of your life? What's your source of strength?
I can't even lie. My children, as much as they drive me crazy sometimes, it literally is bringing tears to me. My kids is my strength through everything. My mom and my kids was my strength, but my children, because I tell myself all the time, all right, you give up now. I won't lie and say I haven't thought about or even tried attempted suicide, but through it, it was, what you're feeling at your age. How do you think these babies is going to feel? They're my strength because I know ain't nobody going to love them and take care of them the way I do. And my fear of God, I won't even lie, my fear of God with a lot of things, especially with suicide, because my mom always made it very clear to us, kill yourself if you want to. You're not going to heaven, you're going to hell. So again, my love of God, my fear of God, and wanting to please God, my thought of being in the afterlife. A lot of us don't think about the afterlife. We're so consumed with this life, but we all got to go one day. And I want to honor God when I go. I want to be in heaven with my mom and my dad. So that's what keeps me going.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show. And now the host, Calvin Logan.
All right, we're going live in five, going live in four, going live in three, two, and we're going live in one. Welcome back to another powerful episode of the Logan Power Show, where we highlight family, faith, and the people making a difference in their community and beyond. Today, we have the honor of speaking with a dynamic woman of strength and purpose, Mrs. Sameerah Chandler. She's the owner of Jersey Girl Seasoning, author of When the Dark Comes to Light, founder of Saving Grace Halal Hearts, her youth nonprofit, owner of Pretty Little Treasures Thrift Shop, host of the Pretty Little Ladiez Podcast. A single mother of five, born in Camden, New Jersey, and now living in Sacramento, California. Sameerah's story is one of resilience, entrepreneurship, and unshakable faith. From overcoming personal struggles to empowering young girls and building multiple businesses, she's a true example of turning pain into purpose. You don't want to miss this powerful conversation, so we sit back. I want you to relax and get ready to be inspired. This is the Logan Power Show with our special guest. Let's give it up for Miss Sameerah Chandler. What's going on, Miss Chandler? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be back on your show.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Just want to get into it. We want to respect your time, and we know that it's something to be powerful. First question, what role did your mother play in your life, and how has her strength influenced your journey?
Oh man, my mom. I can go on and on about her. She played a big role. First of all, she was a single mother of six, like me. I'm five, but she was six. I actually get a lot of my qualities from my mom. My mom was a woman to give back to the community, try to turn her pain into purpose with helping others. I'll never forget on Sundays in New Jersey, my mom would choose a different homeless person. They would be like in this field, and she would choose one every Sunday to take from there, take them to our house, give them a bath, feed them, give them some food, and then take them back, to wherever it was they stayed at. And so my mom was a strong woman. We got so many similarities to the way we talk, we walk, and our struggles. But one thing about my mom that I love and I respect the most is she was a strong woman. And no matter what challenges in life she was faced with, she always got through it. And she always got through it with God. So for me, that's one of the biggest things I teach my kids. And I tell them, we can fall because we're human. We all fall, but get back up. and get back up and never stop believing in God and give God the glory and always go to him with your struggles, because you can't get through it without God. I've been through a lot, and I'm an open book, so y'all can ask me anything. You know a lot about my story. And so with some of the things I battled through with losing my mom, I couldn't have did it without God. I promise you, I couldn't have did it without God.
Absolutely. Having God in your life is major.
Oh,
God,
absolutely.
God is everything. Uh, what led you to launch the Pretty Little Ladies podcast, and what topics are most important to you on your platform?
So I tell people I don't like to. So when I first did my podcast, I started this podcast around the pandemic time. So 2020, I started the podcast. Always wanted to do one, but finally, when pandemic hit, was like, okay, this is the time. So when I started it, I wanted to do a podcast where we study on a bunch of topics, because I feel like when you put yourself in a box to say, okay, well, we're only going to have, women's table talk, men's sports basketball, you don't get to open up yourself to a bunch of different things, a bunch of different people. So I said, I'm not going to make it about a topic. I want to make it about life, human life, and whatever story or situation inspires me, that's what we're going to talk about. So depending on what's going on in the world or who the interview is about, that's what we discuss. We didn't had a big name people like Rico, the comedian, the great. I wanted people to hear his story. You know how he went from being a pimp to a comedian, now a man of God. I was supposed to also have Dr. Oh my God, how am I forgetting her name? She was going for mayor, one of the first Black women mayors out here in Sacramento. So again, it just goes by. We didn't have community activists come on here. So it just depends on what the topic is about, is what we talk about.
Okay. Another, definitely, looking back at your whole lifestyle and also what God has brought you from, if you could go back and speak to your younger self, what would you say?
Oh my God, if I could go back and tell the younger Sameerah so much, I would say to her. One, I would tell her she's resilient. She's not stupid the way her family and people made her feel like she was. Um, I would tell her to speak up, um, know that I am loved. I'm not just a sex object, and that I'm strong, and that I'm wonderful, and I can do anything that God puts in me to do, and just to keep faith and keep pushing, because the little Sameerah went through a lot, and I never felt like I had nobody on my side, nobody who would listen. I didn't feel protected and safe. So there's so much that I would do to go back to encourage her.
That's definitely speak volumes. You want to go back, if you can talk to your younger self, what would you do differently? Another more of a getting more of the at the side of we call the inspiration. What inspires you to become an author and write when the dark comes to light? And what message do you hope readers take from it?
So again, going back to my childhood, and one of the best things I always say, so I love that you said it, turning my pain into purpose. See, my topic and the things that I wrote about in my book, first of all, it was about my life. So it was a real true life story. And my inspiration behind it is, see, people think that, oh, I don't want to read about a sad story, or I don't want to hear about a sad story. But it's not always about the sadness and the trauma and the pain that happened in the story. It's about the purpose, and it's about the ending of the story and the strength that I'm trying to get my readers, and what I want young girls to get from that. I don't want a pity party. I don't want nobody to look at me as a victim, because I'm never a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm a woman of strength. So for me, it's more for young girls, because women are older now. But even with older women, speak up. Don't think that you're a person that everybody won't believe. That was me as a little girl. I love my mom. May she rest in paradise. But when I was 10 years old, I went to my mom. I never forget it, like it was yesterday. And I was trying to tell my mom about me being molested. And I had overheard my older two sisters telling my mom about what was going on with them. And I felt, oh, perfect. It's my perfect time to go tell my mom what's going on. We get this man out of my house. And shockingly and hurtfully, my mom didn't believe me. I don't understand why. She wound up telling me later on, which still didn't make sense to me, but it kept happening. And when stuff like that happens, when you feel like your main protector, your main person, your go-to that you're supposed to go to everything about, the main person that tells you, speak up if somebody's touching you, don't believe you, it makes you feel like the world failed you. It makes you feel like, okay, this is supposed to keep happening to me. And it makes you kind of give up on life and justice. Because I really was shocked that my mom did not believe that story. But here it is. This is a woman that was still trying to fight through her trauma of that type of story. And I felt like she was maybe overwhelmed by, here it is, her three daughters are all coming to her, telling her the story about how they're being molested. And so for me, I put the book out to inspire people. And also it was my way of, I felt like I didn't get justice for what my innocence being taken from me. And two, it was a way that I put these men's name in the book. And it was a way that somebody is going to know these men, and especially if they know me, and they're going to be able to maybe pay a closer attention to their daughter, their niece, whatever these men are around, because I'll say 80% of the time, I almost want to say 90% of the time, 80 and 90% of the time, once a pedophile does that and violates, and a child molester does that, it doesn't stop until he's dead. So for me, it was a way of getting the word out. This was my way to get justice. Okay, I'm going to tell my story. And if the people who know me know, they're going to see that name and be like, wait, is she talking about such and such? So it was my way of getting my justice and getting justice for anybody these men have violated, and getting justice for all women or even men. I don't even use women. Like, you'll be surprised when I do motivational speaking. I've been on radio stations and I've been in a lot of groups. It's not just women. I didn't have grown men break their silence. So to me, it was me being the voice for everybody who has been sexually abused and violated. So that was what made me come out with it. A lot of things that I've been through, just showing people like, look, this don't have to be the ending of your story. Now look at the beauty out of everything in my 42 years of my life I've been through. Look at my end, just giving them hope, just letting them see, don't look at the pain. Don't look at the sadness. Let's look at the purpose. Let's look at the strength. Let's look at the resilience that God, and just showing people that God is real. Look how God can take a bad situation, but make it such a beautiful thing now. And how many people you can touch behind it. Because a lot of people hide behind that type of shame, especially sexual abuse. It's one of the most hidden things that everybody tries to throw under the rug, especially a man, a straight man, because they don't want to be looked at like that. You know what I'm saying? And my heart goes to them more, because they don't want to be looked at. For women, it's kind of like, oh, a woman can kind of tell it, but a man, it's a shameful thing, and it's something that digs at them. And when we get deeper into it, and you ask me the reason why that type of situation is big to me and why I made it, because I felt like if my ex-husband had the strength to speak about his story and was able to live in his truth, my life, his life, wouldn't be what it is now. He would have been able to turn his pain into purpose instead of into victim, and now victimizing other people through it.
Absolutely. Big question. Um, what keeps you going during difficult seasons of your life? What's your source of strength?
I can't even lie. My children, as much as they drive me crazy sometimes, it literally is bringing tears to me. My kids is my strength through everything. My mom and my kids was my strength. but my children, because I tell myself all the time, all right, you give up now. You know, I won't lie and say I haven't thought about or even tried attempted suicide, but through it, it was, you know what you're feeling at your age. How do you think these babies is going to feel? They're my strength because I know ain't nobody going to love them and take care of them the way I do. And my fear of God, I won't even lie, my fear of God with a lot of things, especially with suicide, because my mom always made it very clear to us, kill yourself if you want to. You're not going to heaven, you're going to hell. So again, my love of God, my fear of God, and wanting to please God, my thought of being in the afterlife. A lot of us don't think about the afterlife. We're so consumed with this life, but we all got to go one day. And I want to honor God when I go. I want to be in heaven with my mom and my dad. So that's what keeps me going.
Absolutely. Um, Final question. Uh, and we appreciate you being on here. What advice would you have for mothers, single or married, who feel like giving up on their dreams? Because you see a lot today where you have single mothers, married women, they have a dream, and because of circumstances, situations, life in general, they'll give up on the dream and they'll
Yeah.
let somebody else take the baton, but the dream was set for them. So how would you speak to those who are at that breaking point and people like yourself who have pushed their way through?
As cliche as it sounds, because in the time when I'm going through something, I kind of hate when people say this to me, but it's actually the truth. I would tell them, don't give up. Don't give up because your breakthrough is almost there. God is not going to allow us to go through so much. Like he said that we will go through things in life, but he said he'll never forsake us, nor will he ever leave us. And he won't leave us. But God will allow us to go through something to give us a clear path, to take us to the next level, to open up our eyes to stuff. Sometimes with love and things, and again, I've experienced it, I know it. We're blinded to a lot of things. And there's some things that sometimes I even had to learn is that God sometimes won't put us in a position that we so bad want to be in, because it's not even nothing you're doing. It's not because, oh God, why are you punishing me? What did I do to you? It's because whoever that is around you, that God do not want to have your blessing, he wants that person out the way. Like me, I'm a real giving person, and I'll give and give and give until I have no more to give. And that's one of the things I'm working on in therapy. I'm trying to find a happy medium of staying who I am, which is a caring and giving person. But just asking God to give me better discernment on who to give to, who God should I, allow in my life, who should I allow to reap the benefits of my success or my health, my wealth. So I would tell them, don't give up and keep pushing, and never allow their circumstance or situation or anybody to stop their dreams. So many people look up at me and they be like, girl, how are you doing it with 5 kids? I only got 1, or I got this and I got that. How are you doing it with 5? Because like I tell people, my kids is not my setback. My kids is not my mistake. My kids is actually my strength that makes me get up and do all the things that I do, and makes me keep pushing the way that I push, because I want to leave my children generational wealth. I want to be the person in our family to break generational wealth and be the first I don't even want to say millionaire, billionaire in my family. So don't give up and keep pushing, because God will see you through. And always know it doesn't matter when you started. It doesn't matter what age you started. All that matters is you did it and you finished and you got to the finish line. And so just keep going. And I know it's hard. And just when you're ready to give up, God comes through with that breakthrough. And you're going to be able to sit and smile and look back and be like, dang, if I just would have gave up, they wouldn't have everything that they got. So ladies, young girls, please don't give up. Please, please. And I know it sounds so cliche, but you're not alone. And for those, if you are watching, even if I don't know you, please reach out to me. I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to feel like, oh my God, I'm tired. I just give up. I can't do it no more. But don't, because when you give up on yourself. So see your dreams through, see your passion through, see whatever it is that you want, see it through. Nothing comes easy in life that you want. And just know everything that you want in life and to be a success is hard work, and you must put in the work. Nobody becomes successful or rich overnight. It's a steady process. And you're going to take a lot of losses, because I have. But in the end, that win, when you do win, it's going to be so worth it. So please do not give up, and believe in God, believe in yourself.
We thank you again for coming here in the Logan Power Show. That's a wrap on the powerful episode of the Logan Power Show. A huge thank you again to Miss Sameerah Chandler for reminding us that no matter where you come from or what you've been through, you can rise, rebuild, and lead with purpose. Her journey from Camden to Sacramento, from single motherhood to serial entrepreneurship, is proof that when dark comes to light, greatness is born. As always, remember, your power lies in your story, your purpose, and your persistence. Stay encouraged, stay focused, keep walking in faith. Until next time, this is Calvin Lowe, the Logan Power Show, where we speak the truth, ignite change, and power up the next generation. We thank you for watching, and you all have a blessed day.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.